So I was watching the X Zone TV channel last night when I was abducted by aliens, and they kept repeating to me over and over again, simultv.com, simultv.com.
What's simultv.com?
That's what I asked them. They had it written on the side of their UFO.
How do you spell that?
UFO.
No, I mean simultv.com.
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 Right. simultv.com.
Interesting that you were abducted by aliens in a simultv.com UFO last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I remember now last night I was awakened from a deep sleep. My great-grandmother was standing there. She said she'd come from the hereafter to tell me about simultv.com. She even spelled it out for me.
simultv.com, sonny boy.
simultv.com.
simultv.com, sonny boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys, you'll never guess what my psychic guru just told me.
simultv.com.
Exactly. Are you guys psychic too?
Of course.
We all know about simultv.com. simultv.com.
Welcome to Know the Name, Know the Genius in You, where in a single moment you can recognize your brilliance and change your life. This is a transformational hour that covers an array of topics that demonstrate how individuals use their native talents, as shown in their name, to look at the ordinary in extraordinary ways. Now, Albert Einstein once said that everybody's a genius. Why would one of the smartest people on the planet declare that everyone is a genius unless he knew that to be true? I'm your host, Sharon Lynn Wyeth, creator of Namology Science and author of Know the Name, Know the Person. And in each weekly show, you'll hear the fascinating ways other people discovered the genius in them and what they were able to accomplish. At the end of tonight's show, you'll hear clues on how you can recognize your own innate genius. Now, all over the world, people have many, many diverse interests. And in that vein, people have asked about different occupations, different areas of life, and want to know how highly successful people have managed to achieve their genius mindset when they use the gifts that are seen in their name when we're using Namology Science. So how does someone express their creative talents, and how does someone share those gifts with others in such a way that everybody benefits? Our expert tonight is Pamala Oslie, who has developed her genius in the area of being able to see the colors that surround a person in their auric fields, and she's able to interpret what those colors mean. It's one thing to be able to see them, but it's another thing to be able to interpret them. Now, I met Pamala when we were both invited to speak at the same function overseas and was absolutely amazed by her talent. I'm intuitive and have grown up around so many people who claim to be psychic or gifted in some way. And when put to the test, I consider the vast majority of them to be wannabes and pretty much a waste of time. So I'm always a bit hesitant when meeting someone who is supposed to be talented in some spiritual way. Besides, I've traveled around the globe to study with some amazing people. So perhaps I just have an incredibly high standard, which I'm very pleased to say our guest tonight is one of those rare, amazing people who is psychic and the real deal, as her talent is absolutely amazing. Pamala is one of those rare finds that I am so pleased to be able to recommend to others. Now, she's an author, consultant, radio show host, professional psychic intuitive, and aura expert. She's appeared on ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, Fox, The Dr. Oz Show, The View, The Ricki Lake Show, Coast to Coast with George Noory, Hallmark's Better TV, Gaiam TV with Lisa Garr, and many other television and radio shows. She's also been featured in many national magazines. Now, Pam has written 4 successful and very popular books: Life Colors, Love Colors, Infinite You, and Make Your Dreams Come True. And she has a very extensive clientele, including many celebrities. She's spoken at the TEDx Talks in 2012, the International Forum on New Science, Fortune 500 companies, and many seminars for professionals in psychology, education, health fields, and more. She was even awarded the Holistic Transformational Leader of the Year award in 2014 by the Global Association of Holistic Psychotherapy and Coaching. Pamala Oslie is the founder of auracolors.com, which is a site designed to help you create love, joy, and fulfillment in every area of your life. It's really kind of a cool site. I hope you all go there. She also developed lovecolors.com. Now, this site is designed to help you find love and friendships by matching you with the people who have compatible aura colors. So welcome to Know the Name, Know the Genius in You radio show, Pam.
Hi, Sharon. Guys, that makes me sound I feel tired all of a sudden. That's a lot of work. How did I do all that? No. Hi, Sharon. It's nice to connect with you again.
Same here. Same here. Okay. Since your work, Pam, you interpret auric fields and their colors, I suppose a great place for us to start is by letting us know what an auric field is.
Well, it's the energy field that radiates off of everything. Well, according to Einstein and all the other quantum physicists, we're made of energy, right? Everything is energy. And so what I see is a glow that comes off of people, the energy that they radiate. And in my case, I see that the different colors basically reveal the person's life mission, their life purpose, their personality, how they are in relationship, what they need in relationship, how they are with money, careers that they're going to be drawn to or that are going to be fulfilling for them, potential health issues. It all shows up in that energy field that radiates off of them.
Now, do certain colors mean certain things? Like, does red always mean anger or something like that?
No, that's a great question. I see red as a life color, and that's different. Reds can get angry. They do have short fuses. But an angry person, the red shows up in the outer bands, but that doesn't always stick. That goes away once they're not angry anymore. But there is such a thing as a red life color, and an orange, magenta, yellow, 4 different tans, a green, blue, lavender, indigo, crystal, violet. There's all kinds of colors, but reds are very powerful. They're very strong-willed. Sometimes they're like salt of the earth, where they get, drive a tractor or move boulders or do construction or firemen, or they're dancers or surgeons, anything that's about physical body. Those are reds.
So that's really interesting because I once heard Nancy Ann Tappy give a lecture, and she also did colors. She's now passed away. And she said that we have like body types, like a red body type was like a Raquel Welch shape or figure. Does that apply with how you see it?
Yes, absolutely. Madonna's a red, Lady Gaga's a red. Very sexual, voluptuous people very often are reds. But they can also, Russell Crowe is red, and Sean Penn is a red, so they can be very, that's why we believed Russell Crowe in Gladiator. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, yeah, there's that physical body, yes.
So do we have different colors that surround us, like one for the mental body, one for the emotional body, like that, or do we just have one color?
Some people may see it that way. No, what I see are a lot of different bands of colors. There's like 6 feet of bands usually. What I focus on are the 1 or 2 bands closest to the body. Those are what's called the life colors. In my experience of doing this for 34 years, those are the 2 bands of colors that don't usually change. Most people have 1 or 2, and what I've encountered is most people have 2 life colors, like you've got yellow and violet. Once in a while I see somebody with 1 life color, but the outer bands in the aura change all the time, depending on what's going on with the person at the time.
Now, I can hear someone's name and not interpret it, as it's not automatic. But what about a person's auric field? Do you always see someone's colors, or do you have to look?
It's both. Some people have huge auras. So, for example, violets are usually the famous people. They need to reach the masses, like Oprah's violet and yellow, and John and Robert Kennedy, and Spielberg and George Lucas and George Clooney. Violets usually have really big auras, so I can see violets coming a mile away. They need to reach the masses. Where tans, people that usually have tan auras, tans are more reserved, they're more logical, analytical, practical, and they tend to keep their auras a lot closer to their bodies. They keep their information more inside. They're not real information sharers, so their auras can be a lot tighter or closer to the body. And so I can see some auras really well in other people. It just takes a little bit. And on top of that, Sharon, sometimes people, I see their aura, but then I notice there's something hidden underneath, and I go, oh, like they were born a blue, and they think they're supposed to be a green. So sometimes I have to get past the green and look at what's buried underneath and go, oh, you are really a blue. You're not a green. So things like that happen. So it
now
varies.
that's really interesting. Okay, now I want to get back to that after our next break, but this is the part of the show where we interpret a portion of our guest name. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your name says that you're here to learn as much as possible this time around, that you're highly spiritual, that's literally in your name, that you're learning self-confidence, you're learning how to manifest what you want using all different kinds of modalities, you're learning how to use your power of influence, and you're learning how to spread your spiritual knowledge in as many places and as many directions as you possibly can. It also says that you don't like to do what you don't like to do, and that the older you get, the more self-confident you get. And what's really interesting is the thing that you have the hardest problem with, according to your name, is when other people lie to you. So that's all in your name.
That's really good. See, that fits me. I mean, it's the spiritual teacher and explorer. And, have you noticed, Sharon, that I feel like when we came here, we had a plan, and we left breadcrumbs behind. So it shows up in our name, our aura colors, our astrology, our numerology, our iridology, our palmistry. We left all kinds of clues. So the fact that you access people by their names is so cool. It should fit with their astrology sign, and it should match their aura colors. So that's really cool, but all that is true about me.
Well, see, and I think they are all different modalities, and I love the idea that you say, Pam, that it's just breadcrumbs because, everybody is most interested in themselves, as they should be, because everybody's here on a plan to grow and grow in some direction, somehow.
Well, and we left hints behind just in case we got here, which is very easy to do. You get here and you forget what you're doing here. It's like, wait, what? So we've got all kinds of vehicles or modalities to help us remember or validate, because most of us feel inside we have a sense of what we're here to do, although not yellows. Yellows are big kids at heart, so they don't always know what they want to be when they grow up. So it's
you mean we have to be something?
Yeah, typically yellows don't grow up, so they just want to have fun and be free and have friends and, be spontaneous, and they don't want to stick with one thing their whole life. So, again, most of us kind of sense inside why we're here, but it's nice to have that validation through all those different modalities, right?
Right. Now, we need to take a break, so stay tuned to Know the Name, Know the Genius in You, which is heard on xzbn.net and X-Zone Broadcast Network. Stay tuned, and after the break, we'll be right back.
It's hard to listen to the news without realizing we're living in volatile, unprecedented times. Yet never has there been such an opportunity to transform the human condition. As old structures fail, where can we find the guidance to co-create a better way? Find Your Path Home is an ever-evolving, leading-edge information, education, and healing resource center designed to support and guide you on your path to unity and enlightenment. Based on sound principles employed by shaman worldwide, we provide techniques that can support you through the current transitions, offering online shamanic classes, international long-distance shamanic healing sessions, complimentary Mission Evolution radio episodes and Stairway to Heaven TV vignettes, seminars, retreats, and much more. All of this can be found on findyourpathhome.com.
Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, join me, Rob McConnell, as together we'll investigate the world of the paranormal and the science of parapsychology here on the X-Zone Radio TV show on XZBN and the X-Zone TV channel on Simul TV. Since 1990, the X-Zone Radio TV show has been the place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. Together, we'll investigate UFOs, aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot, psychic phenomenon, lake monsters, conspiracy theories, government cover-ups, the truth embargo, alien abductions, ESP, haunted locations from around the world, and so much more. With over 28 years of broadcasting and more than 4,500 individual guests, the X Zone is truly a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality, as evidenced by the credibility, integrity, and professionalism of the guests that we bring to our international audience. If you have seen a UFO, had a close encounter, seen a ghost, Bigfoot, lake monster, or a story that you would like to share or have investigated, contact me, Rob McConnell, by sending me your email to xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, or you can call toll-free 1-800-610-7035, extension 143, and on Skype, X Zone Radio TV. For more information on the X Zone Radio TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, visit www.xzoneradiotv.com or www.xzonetvchannel.com or simultv.com and xzbn.net. Until next we meet here in the X Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, always remember, X Zone Nation, keep your eyes to the sky and your heart in the light.
Welcome back. I'm Sharon Lynn Wyeth, and you're listening to Know the Name, Know the Genius in You, which is being heard on xzbn.net and knowthename.com. Now, our guest tonight is Pamala Oslie, a psychic and one who can see auric colors. Her website is auracolors.com. That's A-U-R-A, colors.com. Pam, what's the deal with somebody who's trying to hide a color or be a different color? What would cause that?
Well, mostly, in my experience, it's been people have been taught from childhood that who they are and what they really want to do here is either not right or not realistic or no one will like them, so they cover it up. I see that a lot with, like, violets. Violets get accused of being unrealistic dreamers because they're visionaries here. They've got big plans. They want to help save the planet, or they want to educate the masses, or they want to do charitable things, or they want to travel around the world. So it's very common for violets to be raised by people that go, that's not realistic, you need to be practical, you need to get a regular 9-to-5 job, which violets don't like. They want freedom. They want to do their own projects. So I've seen violets a lot feel that, okay, I can't be a violet, I can't be a dreamer, I've got to fit into society, I've got to be realistic. And then they go out and get jobs that are very unfulfilling for them. And so it's very common for them to add tan in their aura, which are the logical, either accountants or engineers or computer programmers, and those are natural tans. Tans love those jobs, but violets are not fulfilled in things like that. So then they cover themselves up with a lot of tan, and then they go through life feeling like something's wrong, I'm not fulfilled. So that's typically, in my experience, the number one reason that somebody covers up their natural aura color.
I think that's fascinating because I know in my house, our parents literally told us, like each of us kids, you should be this or you should be that. Like I was literally told by my dad, pick a path, be a teacher, be a nurse, period. Yeah. It was like those were the only choices out there.
Yeah, and that's common. And a lot of males are told they've got to get a practical job and be the breadwinner or, be responsible. And it doesn't matter if they want to go have freedom or dream or whatever. They're not allowed to do that. So, and so what you and I both do is we help people really have permission to be who they really are. When we discuss like what a green is or what a lavender is or what a crystal is or a yellow, it should make a person, usually what I see is people go, oh my gosh, that's why I felt that way my whole life. That's what I've always wanted to do. And number one, it sets them free. It validates who they really are so they have permission to live their true reason for coming to the planet so they can be happy and fulfilled. And, Sharon, I also find that when people understand the different aura color personalities, I'm sure you do this with the names too, it helps us understand each other. And then we can give each other permission to be who they really are instead of going, you see so many people out there going, why can't you be more like me? Why can't you think more like me? Because I got it down and you should be more like me. And so then everybody's fighting or miserable and trying to control each other instead of being supportive of someone going, oh, you're a lavender. That's what's important to you. Or you're an indigo. I see who you are. I get that. I support you living your purpose here. Then we're all happier.
Well, and it's easier to connect once you can see somebody's colors. So let's say you can't see somebody's color. I mean, I always thought when those magic book came out and that you unfocused your eyes and then a picture appeared, but it looked like all garbage initially, I thought, oh, yay, they're teaching seeing aura training books, you know, because your eyes do the same thing. So, but
I had that same thought. Isn't that funny? I had that exact same thought. Well, so people so here's a couple of things that I tell people. Even if people can't see it, or they think they can't see it, or they're afraid to see it, or they don't know how to see it, number one, we've all experienced the energy fields. That's why you can be around somebody and instantly like them, or be around other people and you're not comfortable around them. You just don't want to be in the same area that they are. Because you're feeling their aura, you're feeling their energy field. So that's one. Learn to trust that. But I also have a free quiz on my website and in my books that people can go and take the free quiz and discover what their aura colors are. So it should resonate with them. As long as they got to answer honestly, not what they think they're supposed to be or what their parents told them they should be. If they go in and really answer from their true heart and soul about who they believe they are deep inside, they're going to discover what their aura colors are.
Now, if you want to hear something funny, Pam, when I first got your book so many years ago, before I even remembered that was your book from when I met you, I used to carry it around with me, and literally when I was with different people, I'd say, take this quiz, then we'll talk. Take this quiz. And they look at me like, what? And I go, just take this quiz.
Well, and you know, that's one of the things about you violets. Violets have a lot of synchronicity in life, so pay attention to that. You guys are the number one people that experience synchronicity, coincidence. You know, it's like, wow, I knew that years ago, or here it is again, it's come back around, or they think of somebody and that person shows up. We're all getting that way, but violets are number one with synchronicity. So look at how we encountered each other anyway all those years later.
Yeah, which I thought was just amazing. And I was so appreciative when I saw your book, because all of a sudden I went, oh, wait, I own that book. I don't want it together.
Life's fun, isn't it?
It is. So, Pam, what's the biggest revelation that you've had once you started doing the work that you're currently doing?
The biggest revelation. Gosh, Sharon, you know what? It's all been like, wow, that makes so much sense. Oh, my gosh, I get it. So all of it has kind of been a revelation. As far as the aura colors do, I mean, I've got all kinds of other things that I've realized. But one of the things that I found fascinating that I discovered is that there are eras that certain aura colors are prevalent. So, for example, in the 1950s, that was the blue age. And so Mom stayed home and baked cookies and Father knew best. It's very blue, because blues are all about, you know, Prince Charming and Cinderella, and I want to be married, and I want to have a home, and I want to have a family, and I want a husband, you know, I want a partner to take care of me. So that's the 50s, the blue age. Then in the middle of the 60s, we started our shift into the violet age. So the hippies, the Beatles are all violet yellow, Elvis, the peace movement, the hippies, the music scene, peace on the planet, that's all violet consciousness. So the violets kicked in, and here's the deal. Blues, back in the 50s, blues are very modest and moral, and they only sleep with somebody if they love them, right? The violets kicked in, and they're like, oh, no. We like passion. We like freedom. We want to, and so the whole energy, the whole consciousness shifted with that violet age. And we're in a violet age right now, but we're in the process of shifting into an indigo age. I have a feeling some of your listeners have heard that, but the indigo age, indigos are very androgynous. They're very spiritual. They're very sensitive. They can be very psychic, but they're very androgynous. Michael Jackson was indigo with violet. So all the indigo energy is coming up now. And indigo, that's why the LGBT energy is up. That's why all the stuff about our sexuality, and it's not about, indigos connect soul to soul with people. It's not about if somebody's gay or straight, black or white, male or female. It's about connecting soul to soul. So all the things that are important to indigos are starting to show up in the consciousness on the planet. So that I find fascinating.
That is fascinating. Okay, so what's motivated you to keep going and keep learning all this time?
Well, two things. Well, actually three, but the main thing is I love learning new things, but what I love is really learning who we really are, discovering that we really, at our true nature, we don't really have boundaries, that we're these amazing, fantastic, divine beings that are actually psychic. We can do remote viewing. Our abilities as energy and consciousness are so much more massive than we've been taught in the past. So what motivates me is actually joy and freedom, and then helping everybody else have joy and freedom. So I want freedom. I want to learn. You know what I've noticed, Sharon, is when we have learned new things, we gain more freedom with it. So, for example, we used to think the world was flat. When they discovered it was round, whoa, we had more freedom. When they used to think there was only one planet, as soon as we realized there was the moon and other planets, they're like, oh, we got more freedom. Or flight, aerodynamics, we discover the principle of aerodynamics. Oh, we have more freedom now. So I'm all about having more fun and more freedom, joy, liveness, who we really are, and that's really a strong motivation for me.
Well, you know what? If we all wanted more freedom and if we could all let other people have more freedom, there wouldn't be wars on the planet.
Agreed.
Okay, in about a minute and a half, because that's how much time we have, or we can continue after the break, but I want to know, what's the difference between your two books, Life Colors and Love Colors, and do you need one to understand the other?
No, they both stand on their own. Life Colors is basically, I discuss each one of the 14 different aura colors and the combinations, and I cover everything from career to health to children to money. All of that is in Life Colors. Love Colors is predominantly about relationships, what each of the aura colors are like in relationship, what they need in relationship, who they're going to be compatible with, who they're going to have more challenges with, and how they can get along if they decide they're going to be with somebody who's got a contrary aura colors to those. So it focuses mostly on relationship information.
Well, that's great. Now, we hear horrible things in the news, like that we're led to believe that humans are going downhill these days. Just a quickie, one-word answer. Are mankind's consciousness evolving or devolving, according to when you're seeing everybody's colors?
I believe we're opening up, we're expanding, we're evolving, and anytime you get an evolution, there's chaos first as the old falls apart so that the new can expand.
Now, we need to take another break. Stay tuned to Know the Name, Know the Genius in You, which is being heard on xzbn.net, an X-Zone Broadcast Network station, and on the website, knowthename.com. Now, this show is dedicated to helping people understand their colors in their auric field and how we're broadcasting to everybody. And so after the break, we'll find out more from Pamala Oslie. Stay tuned.
They are here, and they've been here for thousands of years, making their presence known in the shadows. They might be seen by a lonely motorist on a deserted road late at night, or by a frightened and confused husband in the bedroom he is sharing with his wife. But who are they? What do they want? Why are they here? Perhaps most concerning, has the government been aware of their presence all along? The new book by Rel-mar, UFO Disclosure, the 70-year cover-up exposed, delves into the world of UFOs. Can full disclosure be soon? Order now and receive a free hour and 37-minute DVD on the UFO phenomenon. UFOs are real. Get both the book and the DVD, a $40 value, for only $19.99. To order your book and DVD today, go to rel-marzulli.net. That's LAMARZULLI.net.
Rob McConnell here, presenting an overview for Nicholas Paul Jennings, author of a fascinating book, Amen. It presents facts revealed by Egyptologists, facts that enable us to understand why Amen is the beginning of creation of God. It provides recommendations for religious leaders of the major religions to unify their beliefs and teach the Word of God. Love one another. Amen informs people how mankind conceived God. It was the Egyptians that developed the concepts of a soul, a hereafter, and Son of God. And finally, after the worship of many gods, they conceived the belief in one universal God, the maker of all there is. For more information, visit www.futureofgodamen.com. That's www.futureofgodamen.com.
Welcome back. I'm Sharon Lynn Wyeth, and you're listening to Know the Name, Know the Genius in You. Our guest tonight is Pamala Oslie, an amazing psychic, and she's able to see the auric fields around people, and she knows how to interpret what she sees. She can be reached via her website, auracolors.com, and that will be in our show notes. Okay, so Pamala, I know that you can see colors, and you do all these other amazing things. I was so blown away with you. So, quickie question. Can you speak with dead people? And if you can, why can't we see and hear them?
Well, we can, and yes, I do. And yes, we can, because, again, if you look at quantum physics, physics basically says that energy can never be destroyed. It just changes form. So, and parallel universes, it's all quantum physics. Sharon, I love studying quantum physics. The things that it's saying about the nature of reality shows that we have different dimensions, different realities. We create reality with our thoughts. And so parallel universes, they have evidence that those are real. And so beings that have, we'll say it in physical terms, left their physical body, their consciousness and their soul and their energy still exists. They're basically in a different frequency. So it's like changing the dial of a radio station. If people are just used to listening to one radio station, and then you tell them that there's more out there, there's just different bands of radio waves around you, and you can change it to hear another show, that's the same way as it is talking to other people that have crossed over. Talking to people that are on the other side, you just shift the frequency and you can talk to them, you can tune into them. I know that sounds weird for a lot of people, and some people think it's wrong to do, some people think it's scary to do, but what it's done for me is taken away my fear of death. It's added more love and expansion into my life. It shows me that we are way greater and way more expansive and way more amazing beings than we've been taught. And it's just, it also helps people who have lost people. I have hospice sends me some of their clients, some of their people who have lost loved ones, and it really helps the person when they get to talk to their loved one, especially it's like, were they in pain? Were they scared? Were they alone? You know, what happened? Do they forgive me? Did we leave on a bad note? It's really helpful for them to be able to have conversations with their loved ones, especially if they experience loss and they feel like, you know, there's a disconnect and they'll never see him again. It's like, no, that's not the truth.
Yeah, they'll hound you forever.
No, I've always experienced my experience. Now, I never put down anybody else's experience. We're all having different experiences here. We all have different beliefs here. My experience is people have crossed over. They're happy. They're positive. They're free. They're filled with love. They don't have anger. They don't have remorse. They're not stuck in between worlds. And I know other people believe that, and they work with those people. My experience has been those people are set free, and they're just filled with ecstasy and love for the people here. And so they can be helpful. They can continue to love. They can guide. They can just be there to share the experience and send love to people. But my experience has always been positive with people on the other side.
Well, you know, there's a bumper sticker now that's going around that says, I'm sure it's a statement really on immigration, but it says heaven has requirements and open doors, and hell has no borders. You know, they let everybody in. But I don't acknowledge hell or recognize that it exists. So when you're talking to dead people, is there such a place such as hell?
I've been told no. I've been told no from every being that I've talked to on the other side. There is no such thing. It's in our own minds. We create our own heaven and hell based on our own beliefs, our own thoughts. So sometimes when people cross over, if they have strong beliefs in that, they can actually experience that for a while. I don't know if you ever read Dr. Eben Alexander's book, Proof of Heaven. He put himself through a very unhappy experience when he first crossed over because he was very angry when he left. He was hurt and angry. So his first experience reflected that. And then he was basically rescued. guides or other beings on the other side come and make sure that a person doesn't stay stuck in that illusion. So I've talked to people who have been Buddhist and they encounter certain things over there. I've talked to people who are Christian, they encountered saints or Christ over there. Everybody has a different experience when they go over there at first, then it gets very expansive based on your beliefs. So no, I have not talked to one soul on the other side. Matter of fact, they've all said there is no hell. And I know that's going to push a few people's buttons. You don't have to believe me. This is not demons trying to trick me. It's all love. It's all freedom and love and joy and unconditional love, and that's what Source is. So that's why I've never been afraid. Some people go, I don't want to talk to somebody on the other side. I might run into somebody bad or evil or mean. And I go, I have never seen that, not once, and I've been doing this for 34 years.
Well,
I don't believe in it either. I'm like you.
Well, and I always thought, too, that you're going to attract to you what you fear simply so you can get over that fear. But that's what we do here on the earth, so we might do it over there, too.
Yeah. So my whole goal is to help people not be afraid. So anything that's fear-based teachings, it's not a resonance with me. But there are people that like to go to horror movies or war movies or dramas or scary things, and it's not my thing, but they like them. So it's like, okay, go have some experience, go get scared. It's okay, whatever you got going on. You came here for, a different reason. You have different adventures. Mine's always been positive and loving and non-fear-based. I love love-based principles and teachings and expansion. That's what helps me go beyond the boundary, Sean. I don't like boundaries. Somebody tells me I can't do something, I'm like, you and I both have yellow in our aura, okay? And yellows, it's like we're pleasers, we're nice people, we want everyone to be happy, we want everyone to like us, but man, do we hate being told what to do, okay? So if somebody tells me I can't do something, I'm like, oh yeah, watch this. But mostly it's me proving that all this is possible. That's why I study things like quantum physics. It's like, well, if that's true, if energy can't be destroyed or there's consciousness, it's like, then that means there's more to us. And so I push the boundaries to prove to myself that it's real. And then once I see for myself it's real, then I share with other people what my experience has been. I never cram it down someone's throat. I don't want somebody doing that to me. I would never do that to someone. But I will share expansive experiences so people cannot be afraid and they can see what's possible for all of us. If I can do it, if you can do what you do, if I can do what I do, that means anyone's capable of doing it. It's just some people are better at it or they have an easier time doing it. Like some people are better musicians than others. Some people are great writers better than others. Some people are better athletes than others. But we can all still learn how to run the track or write, or play chopsticks on the piano or something.
I have always felt that way, that if I could learn something, anybody could learn it, which is what I think made me a really good math teacher. However, over my 40 years in education, I have found 3 people that I don't care what I did, I wasn't able to get them to understand the math, but only 3 in 40 years were okay. So I want to change the subject a little bit, Pam. What compelled you to write Infinite You when you already had 2 very successful books out there?
Infinite You is my big heart dream. In Infinite You, I talk about how we are infinite beings and my journey of how I discovered that, what I'm capable of doing, again, remote viewing, talking to people who have crossed over, seeing outside of time. So I do psychic work. I can see past, present, and future. And I've been doing it for decades. I can bend spoons. I can see auric fields. All of this stuff, what I did was prove it to myself. I put the quantum physics in there to show how this is possible. It's not just woo-woo. Yes, I live in California. I live in Santa Barbara, but I'm not woo-woo. I'm very grounded, very practical. I've spoken to scientists and physicists. I've worked with a lot of, Fortune 5, very grounded people, grounded businesses, to show what's possible so that we've got freedom, so that we're not so trapped in victim consciousness and fear. And so my book, Infinite You, was my offering to expand the consciousness, to show people who we really are and what's possible. Again, it's an offering. It's not a beat somebody over the head with it. But anyway, so that's why I wrote it. I was inspired to you guys, we don't have to live in these little boxes. We're amazing beings, and here's who we really are, and here's just some of what we can really do. And then I teach people how to do these things.
That's the cool part.
Yeah. It's not just me. I go, this is what I learned. This is how I experimented with it. This is how I was able to start doing it. And if you want to know how to do it, this is how you can do it. Here's some of the ways you can do this, or you can do this, or you can do this. And then people get to choose what they're excited about or what they want to learn.
Well, I remember when I saw two people on other ends of a very stiff, very hard rebar, and they sent love down the rebar. They visualized it and sent it down to the other person. And pretty soon that rebar just bent in two, and the two people were standing next to each other. And I remember after seeing that, I literally grabbed one of those people and I said, if you could do it with her, I believe you know what you're doing. I want to do it with you. Because I thought, okay, now I believe it. I saw it. And then we did it, and we bent that rebar. And the same thing with walking across hot coals. Mm-hmm. I was like working. I was, helping a friend, being the chef for all these people. And I went out on a break, and I saw people walking across the coals, and I went, if they can do it, so can I. And so I did. But both times I thought, if I can just see one other person do it, I know it's real. And then I started thinking afterwards, and I thought, how about those people that are able to believe it without having to first see somebody else do it? God bless them.
I have a combination. I'll study something and then I'll try it myself and I go, oh, wow, it really worked. And I haven't had other people show me how to do it. But other times I'm the same way. I remember going into a spoon bending class, and it was taught by an aerospace engineer. This was a tan man who was teaching people how to bend spoons. Oh, go ahead.
Hold that thought, because we need to take our last break. Stay tuned to Know the Name, Know the Genius in You on xzbn.net and knowthename.com. Now, after the break, we're going to find out what Pam has in her name that has assisted her that you just might have in your name as well. Stay tuned.
You have heard of the X Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X Zone, sci-fi, and horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
Path Home Shamanic Art School has just launched a new online series of classes, Galactic Shamanism, Art of the Ancients, Key to Tomorrow. In these classes, composed and taught by Path Home founder and director Gwilda Wiyaka, you'll learn practical shamanic skills to support your daily life, such as how to build a medicine wheel to access the power of the earth, perform a shamanic journey, create sacred space in which to live and work, empower your life with totem animals, elementals, and fairy folk, and learn the art of accurately reading signs and omens. These tried and true skills are the key to living a powerful, productive life. Visit us at findyourpathhome.com to see the ever-growing collection of classes and leading-edge information to support you during these times of uncertainty and transition. All can be found at findyourpathhome.com.
They are here, and they've been here for thousands of years, making their presence known in the shadows. They might be seen by a lonely motorist on a deserted road late at night, or by a frightened and confused husband in the bedroom he is sharing with his wife. But who are they? What do they want? Why are they here? Perhaps most concerning, has the government been aware of their presence all along? The new book by rel-mar, UFO Disclosure, The 70-Year Cover-Up Exposed, delves into the world of UFOs. Can full disclosure be soon? Order now and receive a free hour and 37-minute DVD on the UFO phenomenon. UFOs are real. Get both the book and the DVD, a $40 value, for only $19.99. To order your book and DVD today, go to rel-marzulli.net. That's LAMARZULLI.net.
Welcome back. I'm Sharon Lynn Wyeth, and you're listening to Know the Name, Know the Genius in You. Our guest tonight is Pamala Oslie, whose website is auracolors.com. Now, she's taken her skills to a level where she's able to see auric fields around people and to know what they mean, along with being psychic. And she's used all of this various skills that she has to assist other people. Now, Pam, right before the break, you were starting to tell us about bending spoons, and I had to interrupt you. Please, go again.
Well, just briefly, I went to a class that was taught by an aerospace engineer. He was teaching people about energy and how you can bend spoons. And so we were supposed to hold a spoon in our hand and look at it and go bend, 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 bend. And we're all sitting there going, yeah, right. Okay, bend, 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 bend. And nothing was happening, right? And about 15, 20 minutes into it, it felt like forever. All of a sudden, we heard a woman in the back of the room scream out, and we looked around, and her spoon was falling over. It was bending over. And as soon as we saw that, a whole bunch of our spoons went too. So the whole, it is possible. You know, I do the same thing. Oh, people can walk on hot coals. I can do that. Okay, I can do that too. Oh, people can bend or break an arrow with it at their throat, with somebody holding it at the other end. And I saw someone do that, and I go, oh, well, okay, if they can do that, I can do that too. So I do a mixture. Sometimes nobody's taught me, and sometimes it's like, oh, somebody else did it. Okay, got it.
Well, that's why I like to read books, because I get ideas. And then I go, okay, if they could do it in there, or if they're talking about it, I haven't thought about it. Okay, then let's try it. So
yeah.
In your book, you talk about emotional colors, and that's in your Life Colors book. Are there any other classifications in colors, and what would make a color an emotional color?
Well, I categorize the aura. Now, remember, other people have different experiences of the aura. It doesn't make somebody wrong and somebody else right. It's just a different experience, how we see it, just like we taste food differently, right? So I categorize the colors into three families. The physical colors, and those are the people that predominantly process life physically, through their bodies, through touch, through feel. Then there are the mental colors, and those are the people that predominantly process reality or life through logic, through their minds, through information, data, logic. Those are the tans and the greens. And the physical colors are red, orange, magenta, and yellow. And then there are the spiritual, emotional colors. And those are the people that predominantly process life through their intuition or their emotional energy or their inner vision. Those are blues, violets, indigos, crystals, and lavenders. It's more of an internal, emotional, intuitive thing.
That is so fascinating. Now, you have 4 books. And Pam, in your book, Make Your Dreams Come True, the only one we hadn't talked about yet, specifically on page 70, guys, she says, our beliefs affect our perceptions. Would you please talk to us about this?
Oh, well, I can give you a really good example. I'm sure we've all encountered people that go, oh, life sucks, it's hard work, all these bad things always happen to me, and then they do, right? And then there are the people that no matter what, they're happy, they're optimistic, they're positive, and their life always seems to be really wonderful and happy. So our beliefs not just create our experiences of life and our perception of life, and that's a big dramatic example. But it literally, according to quantum physics, our thoughts and our beliefs and our emotions literally create our experience of reality. So it's really that powerful. I mean, they're even seeing people that go, he's such a pain in the neck, and they end up with neck problems. Or people that feel like they can't communicate. They're always stuffing their feelings, or they're not saying what they really want to say. They end up with thyroid or throat problems a lot. So they are starting to find a connection with our thoughts and our emotions connected with our health. They're at least starting to discover that's the case. Some of them are. So if you understand your perception, if you think life is against you or it's scary, all your experiences are going to be negative and scary. If you believe that life works for you and it's always supportive and it's a loving universe, it's a loving world, that's going to be your experience of life. No matter what happens, you'll see it through those lenses.
You know, that's really interesting when you were talking about that, Pam, because what came to mind is I think what we say is also so highly important that when my husband, who's now my husband, anyway, when he would come home, if he'd had a rough day or he just needed private time and he wanted me to keep the kids occupied rather than jumping on them and wanting daddy a time right away, he would come in the door and he would say, "A dog bit my leg." And that was our key to each other, whoever was home first. If the other one came home and needed private time, they'd just say, you know, we'd say, "How was your day?" And you would say, "Oh, a dog bit my leg." And that was the key to the other one. Take the kids, go do something. I just need some alone time. Well, we had done that for years. And then I was out giving a talk in a different state. And literally a dog came and bit my nose. And literally bit the end of my nose off right before my talk. And so I gave this talk with this entirely bandaged nose. And so the next day when everybody called me and said, "Well, how'd the talk go?" I said, "Well, a dog bit my nose." And they went, "Oh, it didn't go very well. We're so sorry." And I said, "No, really, a dog bit my nose." And I'm never saying that statement again, that the dog bit my leg.
Oh, yeah, I encourage people to go, to not say, "Oh, that makes me sick," or "I'm tired of that," or "Oh, that just kills me." I go, you know, you might want to not talk like that. There's a dramatic example. Do you remember Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter?
Yes.
I watched him interviewed so many times saying, we just need to get animals into people's hearts. We need to get these animals into the heart. We need to get these animals into people's heart. And do you know that's what killed him? Is a stingray went into his heart.
Oh.
You know, and he was saying it in a loving way, but I went, wow, that is a really dramatic image of what happened.
Well, and what is it that everybody says when they're eating something and they say, "Oh, this is so good to die for"? And I think, oh, no, this is so good to live for so you can live and have some more another day, right?
Yeah. When people say, "I'm dying to do that," I go, hey, not on my watch. Don't affirm that you're going to be dying here, okay? Our words are very powerful. Our thoughts, our emotions, our words, they're very powerful, and people just, they don't realize it yet. But more and more people are starting to realize that. There's a lot of holistic healers out there, and haven't you noticed more and more psychics? More and more
yeah, they're all
mediums?
springing up, and I think, oh, I want to test them all, because how many are wannabes versus how many are really authentic? I don't know. You know, and some are maybe on their way to being good, but I don't want to be the practice person. So, but yes, there's a lot more springing up. So,
well, I like that they're open to it and they want to be, and you're right, some people are not as strong or as powerful at it as others, but it's nice that they want to do that. I mean, that's different than somebody just being fraudulent and trying to, rip somebody off. That's different. But the ones that is just like, I really want to help people, I want to do this. It's great that they're starting somewhere.
Well, it is. And I always think, you know, we all have gifts, and I think we're all intuitive to just different degrees.
I agree. Just like we can all play the piano to different degrees.
Yeah, like mine's zilch. Okay, now, in your book, you talk about models for changing our beliefs. Would you just share like one model for changing a belief to give us a hint? Like, how do we go about doing that if we're interested in it?
Sure. Okay, so when you have a belief, it's going to create your experience of your life, okay? And when somebody has a belief, one of the things I've recognized is that when people have a belief, they gather evidence to support that belief. They're like, look, here's proof of it right here. Look at this and this and this. And they go, wow, you're gathering evidence to support that belief. Well, you see that in politics all the time, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to change it, you let go of that and find a different belief, the opposite one or one that feels more positive or more empowering to you, and then start gathering evidence to support that's real. So, for example, I see people like, I never have money, I'm broke, I never have money, money's so hard, it's so, it's so hard to do that. And I go, oh my gosh. And then, of course, they gathered evidence to prove that. I go, well, you can keep doing that if you want, or you can start affirming that money comes easily to you, or that you can make money, or that you have been able to create abundance. and then start looking for evidence in your life to go, well, you know what, I did create that, or I did have money here, and I was able to make it here, or it did come to me there, or somebody gave me a gift here. So you start gathering evidence to support the new belief. But you got to stay committed to it. You can't go, well, yeah, sort of, but, and then go back to the old one, because the old one is what is going to keep manifesting for you.
Well,
another one is wherever people put, wherever people put their attention is going to increase. So whatever you put your attention on is going to increase. If you put your attention on bad stuff, yucky, depressing, you're going to keep adding that to your life. If you put your energy into positive or loving or helping, that's going to start increasing in your life.
Pamela, this has been such a joy to have you on Know the Name, Know the Genius in You. Thank you so much for taking your time and sharing your knowledge with all of us.
Well, thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it, Sharon. It was nice connecting with you again.
Yes, I agree. So, everyone, be prepared and be surprised and so pleased when you get to experience Pamela Oslie's work. My sessions with her have just been amazing, and I just wish everybody had that opportunity. Her website, again, is auracolors.com. Now, Pam's name came in with a high level of spirituality. This is found in having multiple A's in her name. The more, the merrier. Think of Paramahansa Yogananda. An abundance of A's relative to the rest of your name indicates spirituality. Now, if your name has lots of A's in it, then you too are on a spiritual path. Now, that's not the only way it shows up, but that's the main way it can show up. Do you know where your genius lies? I'm Sharon Lynn Wyeth, host of the radio show, Know the Name, Know the Genius in You, which is heard every weekday at various hours, right here on xzbn.net radio and X-Zone Broadcast Network. Now, we're coming up to all of these holidays. A great gift that you can give, which will always be remembered, is a name reading. And if you're interested in gift certificates for a name reading as a Christmas gift or a holiday Hanukkah gift or whatever you're celebrating, that during the month of December, if you have a reading, I will also mail you a free book. So tune in next week to hear again fascinating ways other people have found the genius in themselves. This is Sharon Lynn Wyeth signing off.
If you are looking for a safe, zero-calorie, natural option to the harmful artificial sweeteners on the market today, Just Like Sugar is what you're looking for. Just Like Sugar is a wonderful natural alternative for those health-conscious people who choose a calorie-restricted diet with a great, pure, sweet flavor that tastes just like sugar. Just Like Sugar is a great natural option for people suffering from diabetes and may be useful in restricted diet programs where standard sugars are not allowed and does not cause a laxative effect of some other sweeteners. Just Like Sugar comprises a perfect blend of chicory root fiber, natural calcium, natural vitamin C, and Just Like Sugar's sweetness comes from the natural flavors from the peel of the orange. Just Like Sugar is a natural alternative to harmful artificial sweeteners and will change the way that you believe all natural sweetener products taste. Just Like Sugar is available at your local Whole Foods markets, Wild Oats markets, Henry's, Sun Harvest, and many other fine natural food stores in the U.S., Canada, and worldwide.
You have heard of the X-Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X-Zone, Sci-Fi, and Horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone broadcast network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365.